Hi everyone, I'm here to catch the live action at the Unified Table Tennis Tourney 2015. It's being held right here in the heart of the city center at Marina Square. The tournament features amazing athletes from the disabled community from the entire region coming together in an amazing display of grit, talent and determination. The Unified Table Tennis Tourney 2015 is held as part of a series of events leading up to the 8th ASEAN Para Games. There are 27 athletes from the disabled community from 6 countries who have been exclusively invited to compete in this tournament. Athletes are classified into 3 broad categories: standing, wheelchair and intellectual impairment. Held at the Marina Square Central Atrium, attendees can learn more about para table tennis and take pictures with the para paddlers at the event photo booth. One may even get a chance to take on the best para paddlers in the region in a mini table tennis match.
All the superstars like Ibrahim, Abidin, Agus, all these very famous disabled players. So I think from the Singapore team we can learn from them.
I am very lucky to be invited to this tournament. So to meet all the best player from other countries. Yes. So for me, that's a very good experience.
ก็จะทำให้เต็มที่และทำให้สุดความสามารถของตัวเองไม่ว่าพรุ่งนี้จะได้รับโอกาสเล่นกับนักกีฬาคนไหนก็จะทำให้เต็มที่ที่สุดครับเพราะว่าต้องเก็บชัยชนะมาให้ได้ครับ
Lots of athletes from around the region are here this weekend to compete in this tournament. We had the chance to catch up with a few of them, and one of them, an extraordinary athlete, Ibrahim from Egypt, who has won silver medals in the African Para Table Tennis Championship 2011 and 2013. So first of all, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your story?
أنا سعيد إن أنا موجود في وسطكم في سنغافورة وإبراهيم حمدتو لاعب منتخب مصر للمعاقين حصل طبعا على العديد من البطولات الدولية كانت أبرزها أو أشهرها كان الدعوة الشرفية من بطولة العالم في اليابان من باشمهندس آدم شرارة كان ليا الشرف إن أنا ألعب مع أبطال العالم زي مالونج ونجاو سامسونوف ميزوتاني. البطولة بالنسبة لي النهاردة الهدف من وجودي أصلا النهاردة في البطولة الترويج لرياضة المعاقين على مستوى العالم.
What would you say motivates you to keep going, to keep training, to keep going for competitions?
أستمر في رياضة المفضلة تنس الطاولة. الحاجة التانية برضو هي في بعض الأحيان بتبقى فيه عقبات بالنسبة للاستمرارية ولكن الواحد بيتغلب عليها الحمد لله رب العالمين.
What is your happiest moment being in from the career of your table tennis?
أنا بقابل ناس كويسين ناس كانت جايزة الشيخ محمد بن راشد المكتوم للإبداع الرياضي. دي كانت أفضل تكريم ليا على الجهد اللي أنا بذلته في الفترة اللي فاتت وده كان أفضل حافز ليا وأنا وعدت وأنا موجود هناك إن شاء الله هبقى أفضل من الأول بسبب تكريم وحصولي على جايزة الشيخ محمد بن راشد للإبداع الرياضي.
Tell us a bit about yourself. How did you start to play table tennis?
Awalnya saya cuma bermain tenis meja iseng-iseng di rumah tetangga. Kemudian ketika dirasakan sesuai dengan kondisi keadaan tubuh, ya akhirnya kemudian mulai hobi dan berlanjut sampai diperdalam. Ya akhirnya sampai bertemulah dengan teman saya adios di Jakarta sampai masuk NPC.
How do you feel about being in Singapore for this tournament which is coming up tomorrow?
Cukup luar biasa buat saya, ini pengalaman paling luar biasa because Singapura adalah salah satu negara yang saya impikan juga untuk menjadi salah satu bagian yang pengen saya injek, pengen saya apa.
So what is one of your happiest moments playing table tennis?
Masa paling indah saya adalah ketika Asian Para Games Myanmar. Di situ saya baru merasakan mendapatkan medali emas di single kelas 7. Kemudian in Seoul di Incheon Korea mendapatkan medali perunggu atau bronze medal.
So the athletes have been fighting extremely hard over the weekend. Let's get you up to speed with some of the highlights from the tournament. In the TT 6-8 category, all eyes were on Ibrahim Hamato as he showcased some of his amazing abilities playing with his mouth and serving with his foot. The Egyptian may have only finished the group with 1 win, but his skills left no one in doubt of his talent.
The delicate little touch and angle being found in the top spin. Oh, you can see he just tried to nick that one back over. Aberdeen. Oh, and now he clips the edge of the table. There's that angled serve. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant finish from Aberdeen. He pulled and drew Hamato right in. And that is the shot of the tournament. Never mind what you've seen on the table.
And it wasn't just Hamato that impressed. Ajang Abidin and Chalampong Punpu played out an exciting match that brought the crowd out in full force, with the Thai player eventually winning it 3-1. Punpu was in an exemplary form over the weekend, winning all 4 of his matches in the group and taking the eventual crown. Over in the TT 9-11 category, veteran Hock Ting-in proved a force to be reckoned with, claiming top spot after 2 days of competition with a perfect 4 out of 4 wins. Singapore's Harrison Gan and Rausian Yaakob also featured in this group, with Gan putting up an entertaining opening match against Lai Ronghua to start off the weekend of competition. It was to be a close contest between Hock and Lai. Both men were on 3 wins going into their final round-robin match. It was to be the perfect decider, with the Malaysian and Lai facing off for the overall win. The Chinese Taipei player put up a strong fight, but Hock proved his mettle and took the match 3-0, giving him the overall victory in the group. Alright, so I'm here at the competition site and look who I bumped into, our very own Team Singapore athlete Shanti Pereira. So we're going to catch up with her, ask her a few questions about the tournament. Okay, so what are your feelings about this tournament?
I think it's a really great way to create awareness. I mean, it helped me be more aware of the ASEAN Para Games coming in December. Judging from the response coming from the public is doing pretty well. I mean, like people are coming up to volunteer or they are just coming to see the people in action, and it's quite a good way to create awareness for everyone to come down in December.
It was tremendous support in the SEA Games. Why is it just as important for spectators, for the Singapore community to come down to support the ASEAN Para Games?
I don't think many people know about the ASEAN Para Games, so it's a great way for them to find out, how the players actually play the sport, because it's quite an amazing thing to see. Amazing, like seeing how they use their different body parts to play table tennis. So it's great home crowd support also for Singaporeans who's going to take part. Yeah, I mean, I felt it and it was really great, so I can't wait for them to feel it.
Alright, it's about time to take a quick commercial break. There's lots more to come, so do stay tuned because we'll be right back before you know it. So your goal is to become a national player?
National player and get a gold medal for the ASEAN Para Games in December and the Olympic. Try to get inside the Olympic game.
I think in comparison, the Paralympics is not, there's not enough publicity. So this is really good for the general public to come and see how awesome they are.
These guys are incredible. Yeah, they're wonderful.
I would say that despite their disability, they are able to achieve so much more and put in so much hard work more than what normal athletes sometimes they might. So I think that it's quite inspiring to see that he's able to play so well despite having no limbs at all. So I think that's pretty inspiring.
It's very impressive, very nice to see this here and unexpected.
Disability doesn't mean that you're not able to do anything. And so we encourage the Singaporean to come and watch us and support us.
Alright, a big welcome back, and we're coming to you from Marina Square to catch the Unified Table Tennis Tourney 2015. And as you can tell from the activities all around me, the atmosphere here is simply incredible. We had a chance to catch up with Mr. Kirk, the Deputy Chairman of the Organizing Committee of the 8th ASEAN Para Games, to hear what he thinks. So how does this tournament over the weekend relate to the 8th ASEAN Para Games?
Why don't we bring the sport to the people in the journey to the Para Games? Let them understand a little bit more about para sports, about the spirit of the athletes, their skills, and hopefully in this 5 to 6 months journey, more people will actually appreciate parasports will see it in a different light, and will eventually come to the games when the games arrive here in December.
How would you say that sports or sporting events help and benefit the disabled community in Singapore?
I think to build a sustainable ecosystem for disability sports, and as well to build a more inclusive society, we do need to get the general public on board and support the athletes and disability sports. So we hope through our programs and events, more people will come out and support Team Singapore athletes, just as you have seen in the last month over the SEA Games, the overwhelming support Singaporeans gave to our athletes during the SEA Games. So I think our para athletes deserve no less, and therefore we really hope that the community will really get behind the athletes.
What would you say is the significance of Singapore hosting the 8th ASEAN Para Games?
Through these games, we hope to bring more awareness to the general public on persons with disabilities, their challenges, and how sports can help them. Right? And after engendering this awareness, we can foster a better, more inclusive society. And of course, the other is to celebrate SG50 with persons of all abilities together at the end of the year, since our event will be the last major event on the SG50 calendar. Cheer for all the athletes because they are all amazing in their own way, and bring out the person with disability in your community, bring them along, ask them to come. For those who have not been active in sports, encourage them to take up a sport.
Alright, so as you know, here in Singapore, we'll be hosting the 8th ASEAN Para Games in December. So I'm here to catch up with one of our Team Singapore athletes, Dr. William Town, who is also the captain of the Team Singapore Table Tennis Para team. What are some of your thoughts about the upcoming ASEAN Para Games?
Thank you. Really very excited about it. We have only 5 months to go. Our able-bodied counterparts have done so well, 84 gold medals. And they really inspire us, and we hope to be able to do to our very best of our ability to get as many golds as possible, as many medals as possible for Singapore. Over the years, I've found a way to manage my time. So I wake up very early in the morning to do my training, at least put in 1.5 hours of training before I go to work in the morning. And then in the evening, I do my best to put in another 2.5 hours, no matter how late it is. I also have equipment at home, so I'm not dependent on the weather or the time of the day, so I can even work out at 12 midnight.
What keeps you inspired, motivated to keep going for it?
The fact that this 8th ASEAN Para Games is going to be held in Singapore, I think is the biggest motivating factor, because it only come in about maybe 20 years to have it in our home ground. So I'm excited because my wife will be watching, my 92-year-old mom will be watching, my families, the relatives, and my friends, and everybody.
So what would you like to say to your fans out there in order to support you going forward into the Para Games?
For me, this is really a big comeback because I was diagnosed with stage 4 leukemia in 2009. And by 1st October, I'll be 6 years old. And I would say that I'll be embarking on my 7-year journey of remission. And of course, it's a very big journey for me. And I would be so touched and encouraged together with my fellow athletes when our fellow Singaporeans come and give us the best support and cheer us as loud as possible, like the same way they gave to our able-bodied counterparts just last month.
Alright, so Dr. Tan also participated in the Unified Table Tennis Tourney 2015 over the weekend. Let's check out how he fared. Dr. William Tan featured in the team event TT 3 to 5 category. The category was made up of 6 teams playing to the best of 5 per team match, 2 singles and a doubles matchup, with 2 more singles matchup if necessary. Tan was paired with Chai Chaiwood. The Thai player is ranked 11th in the world and showed his class as he and Tan racked up 3 wins out of 3 from the first day of competition.
This time it's Chaiwood's turn to just inject that little bit of pace. That called. Well, if you tee it up for this man, he's going to take it. Agus Susanto once more with a powerful smash. Well, he's been called. Points given away this time. So 10-7 is the score. Still game point. And there is game number 1. It goes in the favour of Chaiwood and Tan, 11-7. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Lovely return there from William Tan. Just going over the net. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. One of the best shots we've seen today so far from Agus Susanto. And there it is, 13-11. It's finished here in game number 2. So Chaiwood and Tan take the match, 11-7, 13-11. Susanto and Sia had a really good fight in that second game.
Matching them in wins was the pairing of Singapore's Eugene So and Ko Kun Nan from Chinese Taipei. After 2 days of round-robin matches, both teams were tied on points, and the final match would decide who takes top spot in the group. With each team taking 1 win from their singles match, the doubles matchup went the way of So and Ko. Chaiwood was up against Ko, and after some brilliant shot exchanges, Ko found a way past and took the match and the win for his team. Over in the TT 1-3 category, it was an almost all Singapore group, with the exception of one player, Huang Chin-hong. The 42-year-old from Chinese Taipei was in the running to take the overall win, but Singapore's very own Jason Chi had his sights set on the prize. It was another closely contested group, but it was Chi that took off with the lead from the start.
So 10-all. Jason Chi on the verge of winning. It must be a 2-point clearance between the scoreline. And he wins it. A poor serve in the end from Huang Chin-hong. Oh, what a reach. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Jason Chi. Chin-hong starting to make a fist of this. Oh, that was a lovely angle from Jason Chi. He was forced out wide and somehow managed to recover. 9-6. Oh, right in the corner as well. Gives him 4 match points. See, he was just trying to get that over the net and force swang all the way in. He's managed to salvage 1 match point. He's managed to salvage 2 match points. He's on serve now. He's salvaged 3 match points. Great battling back from Huang. What a brilliant rally and a wonderful point.
With the only loss of the group for Huang coming from the match against Chi, it paved the way for a perfect tournament for the Singapore Navy regular, as he finished the group with a perfect 4 out of 4 wins. Once again, a big congratulations on a job well done for all our para-athletes at the Unified Table Tennis Tourney 2015. Well, so there you have it. We've seen extraordinary athletes from the disabled community compete in this tournament over the weekend. They are absolutely our shining role models who have proven to have risen up in the face of adversity. It's been a wonderful weekend here at the Unified Table Tennis Tourney 2015, and we will see you at the ASEAN Para Games.